Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
I am in the first term. What happens is we have to get ourselves into different activities, different committees, clubs and all that. So we
It's always like that, okay? Even you get used to it. It's not कि actually time बढ़ जाता है, but you just get better used to managing it. Okay, so hi guys, to welcome on board. We have Ambrish with us today. So Ambrish, welcome on board. He comes from the typical IIT IIM background, which is from B.tech plus M.tech from IIT Kharagpur and then an MBA from IIM Lucknow. So welcome Ambrish.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about you, Ambrish, ki what is Ambrish like, who you are as a real person apart from IIM Lucknow MBA.
As a person, I'm a little bit shy.
Okay.
On set, which I have tried to improve while I was staying at IIM. Now I can say that yet a little bit I am extrovert now, not introvert too much. Yeah. Then my hobbies are into athletics and badminton, and then I also love reading the novels, mostly the business management.
Okay, interesting. So Ambrish, you mentioned you're a little introvert, which is there. So I think that's like a side effect of MBA. MBA teaches everybody to talk, I guess, right?
Yeah, sure, definitely. Mostly what happens is in engineering, we mostly focus upon our academic rigor and all that.
Correct.
And give very little emphasis towards the soft skill side. But in MBA, I think that is one area which is being hit very hard. If you're not succeeding in that particular space, then it's a big problem.
Absolutely. So all the engineering friends out there, even I'm an engineer, I think this is our common journey we have. Engineering mein all we focus is slog to get good grades, workshop and all of those hardbound things, and then when we come to MBA, it's all about presentation, which is there. So one more thing, you said that you are an athlete, you love playing badminton and all of them. So did you get time for all of this while at IIM Lucknow?
Yeah. No, in the first year we have to slog really hard. We usually don't get time in the first year, but yes, once we get summer internship and once we are settled enough into all the other activities, then we do have to take time to get into other activities as well.
Okay. So that's, you have to make that time, which is so there are a lot of all of these inter-college sports and all of them which keeps happening. So were you a part of these initiatives also?
No, actually, when I went to IIM, I fell ill in the very first term.
Okay.
So after that, I didn't. Yeah. So I just maintained playing for my side, but I never participated in any event.
Okay. So, but you have on campus, everything is available on campus. Like, how is your entire Lucknow campus like?
Yeah, it's a very beautiful campus. First of all, situated far away from the city, rush and all that. So it's a very beautiful place. And apart from that, all the activity means everything is there inside itself. So we have swimming pools.
Oh, nice.
Then and then we have a separate area where we can play all the games. We have gyms, and then for playgrounds for especially for the cricket and for the badminton, etc. So each one has, and we also have badminton court. So each one has a certain hobby to pursue. So we do have to take time. Like in the first year, it's really difficult to take out time from the very hectic schedules. But then we later realize that that schedule is just created in our mind. We have to take out time for other activities as well. So based on that, each and everyone indulge in some or the other sports or other activities. And if we don't get too much time, then we just go for a run in the campus, which is also very exciting.
Oh, nice. That's good. You have such a beautiful campus and everything. Like from NMIMS, you compare. We don't have that campus life which is there, but you all have all of them. So you also told me that first year thoda sa slog karna padta hai. So what is that slog like? Like if you have to go back to that 1 year, what was that day like for you?
So actually what happens is the moment we enter into IIM in the first term, what happens is we have to get ourselves into different activities, different committees, clubs, and all that. So we try to participate in that and try to get selected in that. Apart from that, we also have to prepare for the internship opportunities. So CV building, CV making, then talking to the seniors, then attending the company PPTs, and then attending the classes as well. So all these things plus the number of quizzes that happen. So all these things actually create a lot of fear in us that what will happen? We are getting slow. The people are waking up till 4 o'clock. So and then attend the classes at 8:30. So how will we manage it and all that? So there is a lot of stress. There is a stress. One part is the stress that is getting built up, another part is the workload itself. So that builds up into a bigger mess, and then we try to resolve it.
So how were you able to handle this whole stress? Like, everybody is competing around there. Ab jo IIM Lucknow aaya hai, so obviously everybody is, competitive and smart. So how did you sustain yourself through that stress?
So the first thing is that if you have any doubt, we have to ask the seniors. That is very important.
Okay.
Then we have to talk to the professors as well. So because when you talk, when you share your doubts, only then you'll get it cleared. Otherwise, it will be like, अरे यार ये क्या हो रहा है? शायद मैं ही ऐसा feel कर रहा हूँ. So when you talk to your friends also, then you get to the idea that yes, even they are facing the same problems. So while discussing with the friends, how are you dealing with it? Then they also give certain solutions that this can be done it in a better way. Why are you going through this particular path? The seniors will tell you that okay, this project requires this much amount of understanding. This subject requires this much amount of preparation. So based on that, we try to channelize. And also there are some subjects where we don't know that how much time we should be giving. So some of the seniors, some of the friends, they help us and telling that this is the amount of preparation that is required. If suppose I was not from the finance background, so being from the engineering background, finance was one subject which was always tough for me.
Problem subject,
so, yeah. So instead of slogging on myself, then I used to discuss with the friends, and then they used to guide me here. This step can be eliminated in this way, and you can solve it. So based on interactions and from the seniors, from the professors, I used to resolve my issues.
Okay, so seniors are very helpful, and it's very important to be friends and open with them, right?
Yes.
So then when you're living in that hostel and all of them, तो कुछ ragging और ये सब भी होती है वहाँ पे कि it's all chill वहाँ, like all friends, all nice?
No, it's not ragging. I mean, in the very first 2 days, they just give us certain task, to do. It's only 1 or 2 days where they give us some task, and that is also to prepare us better, so that as soon as we enter into the classroom, we don't feel like threatened. ये क्या हो रहा है, क्या नहीं हो रहा है. So they just try to tell us that within 10 minutes you have to go to the dining table, eat your food, and come back.
Correct.
So sort of some fun games and all that used to happen, and then after 2 days, all the seniors come and they tell us that whatever we did was just a fun thing. So that's all with friends. And after 2 days, they start guiding us for the preparation of the summer intern.
Acha. So I'm sure right now it's all fun because now you've also been a senior batch for all of them and everything. But when your first year, that time, so it used to be like, kaha, why am I here? Why am I sitting out here? Kind of a feeling. Did you ever get that?
A little bit of feeling is there because see, I worked for 3 years, so I had that habit of getting into the office, having a cup of tea, and then start the work.
Correct.
And then giving instructions to people, and now suddenly coming back and again sitting on the table and then listening to professors throughout the day. So that is a little bit challenging, but then yes, it's tough, but yes, we have to live with it. We have to try to resolve it. Only then we will get matured.
Okay, that's a very important point which you just mentioned. Interesting कि वो आदत change करनी पड़ेगी ना. 3 years where you were giving orders to people, and now you are someone who is listening and taking, and all of those things. So how did you balance that, like when it comes to change of atmosphere? Did it ever give you the feeling कि no, I can't do this, I want to give up? Because many a times that comes, like in between stress of placement, stress of all of these things कि नहीं हो पाएगा. Did you ever feel that?
See, I told you that as soon as I entered, within 2 days I fell ill, and I think for 15 days I was away from the campus.
Achha.
So once I came back, then yes, there was a lot of stress because a lot of students, they were already ahead.
Correct.
So there was a little difficulty in that. But yes, there are moments when we feel that maybe sometimes the deadlines we have to meet in terms of the project submission, all that we sometimes feel, but mostly what happens is that it's a team activity. The way they in IIMs, how they do is that any activity is given as a team activity for the project works and all that. It is only the academic part where we have to give the exam, that is individual part. Rest all is a team activity. So if we keep interacting with friends and try to be disciplined, I think one thing which I have learned from there is the discipline. If we are disciplined, then I think most of the activities can be done.
Correct.
Yeah. In term one, we definitely slog. We don't understand how to manage it. But as soon as term one ends and the summer, when we get placed in some company for the summer internship, then we try to realize that, अरे यार, मेरे पास बहुत time है अभी. What should I do? Suddenly we get that time and we realize that no, the subjects have increased, but we are still getting time. Because we have got adjusted and we are managing ourselves very well.
So I think it's always like that, okay? Even you get used to it. It's not कि actually time बढ़ जाता है, but you just get better used to managing it.
Yes.
So, that's good. So if you had to choose from your campus, like IIM Lucknow में से one favorite spot of yours, like if you had to go back to IIM Lucknow, what was your favorite spot or go-to place in the whole campus?
I think you may not agree, but it's the mess.
Okay.
It's called Annapurna Mess. It is one of the best place I feel. I even miss today. I mean, the kind of food that we get at IIM, because I was in IIT Kharagpur, so there also the food was good, but usually we complain. We keep on complaining that mess food अच्छा नहीं होता. But this is one mess where I can say that yes, it's fantastic.
I'm actually hearing for the first time some students saying mess.
When you sit there.
Students always are usually cribbing about the mess.
I was saying that you may not believe me.
Yeah. That's good. So how was your mess like,
But first of all, there is no limit as to how much you want to eat.
Okay.
Then the number of items they prepare is, very large. Huge number of items, you can see.
So from
you can
IIT...
choose from any item what you want to eat. And after that, suppose you don't like even from that, then you can take a coupon and go and tell that person to make something for you, and he makes it for you.
So
that is something which so, and when you sit there, and talk with your friends, it's really fantastic. So mess is one place I miss a lot now.
Okay, that's good. That's very interesting. Like usually students always crib की college की hostel की mess बहुत ही irritating होती है. Not good food. You like want home food at that time, but that's a good perspective. I think IIT को compare करेंगे तो IIM की mess तो was heaven, right?
Yeah.
Very nice. That's good. And how about your batchmates? Like everybody says कि MBA is a lot of peer learning. So what was your batch like? IIM Lucknow batchmates कैसे थे? अच्छे थे from different backgrounds?
Yeah. People are from different backgrounds actually. So there are people who have done commerce. There are people who have done, I think, arts as well. There were a few students who had done MA in English or something.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we didn't have any student from medical background.
Okay.
But most of them were engineers, then from the commerce background, then CAs. So it's actually a very good mix, and because they come from different backgrounds, we also get to learn a lot of things. The way they think, the way the engineers think, it's a very different way, and the way they think, it's a very different way. So you get to learn a lot from them. They have a different perspective of everything. So in a class where when we sit and they present their own perspective, then we feel that we can also think it from this particular way also, from this particular direction as well. And also students are very helpful there. So there is a sense of competition. Each one talks about it. Okay, it's very competitive there, but then still they help us. Each one helps each other. So everybody has some weakness, some strength. So they try to manage it. And suppose somebody is having a good knowledge about finance, suppose he knows that how to tackle this particular problem, then yes, we go to him and we discuss with him. He gives some ideas. Suppose we have some ideas, we also discuss with him. So there is a harmony, I will say.
Correct. So that's like a healthy competition.
Yeah.
That's very good. So you mentioned कि class में people talk from given inputs, different perspectives. So we used to have this concept of DCP in class. तो वो अभी भी होता है in the MBA colleges कि नहीं?
Yes. DCPs होते हैं. CPs usually is appreciated, but DCPs भी होते हैं.
So for
Because there is
for the
someone
others who
has-
don't know what is DCP, can you tell the viewers कि what is CP and DCP and फर्क क्या है इसमें?
CP is class participation and DCP is desperate class participation. So what happens is usually desperate class participation happens where there is a some sort of grading associated with your speaking. So usually what happens is to make the class entertaining and inclusive. So what the professors should do is they should tell that for this particular case study there will be 3 marks that will be given if
Okay.
you participate in the discussion. So what happens is when it's a question of 3 marks, then yes, people will start countering, and suppose say somebody tells some points, then other one wants to make his point as well. So there is a desperate participation. That's what desperate class participation.
Okay, that these are typical MBA terms, no? Like desperate class participation. And so what do you say when students have no clue and they keep talking random things like सब बोलते हैं कि gas है, ये है. What do you all call it in your terms in your college?
It's called globe. It's called
Globe. Okay. So what is this
Globe,
globe? I think that I have heard this from one more person. Like आजकल नया fund है that it's called globe. So what do you mean by this globe?
Yeah, it's like you're just going round and round, round and round. I mean, you're not coming to a particular point. So that's called globe. So
Okay.
usually sometimes it happens that somebody, and so it happened with me also. Once I understood the concept in a very different way. So probably I missed somewhere some point. So I took it in a very, very different way. So I started speaking something else only. So the entire class knew that I was speaking rubbish. But I was confident because I heard something else. So I was confident कि मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ सही है. But then my friend told me that the discussion was on this particular topic. You went wrong. So you understood it totally wrong. So that happened.
So globe is basically तुम्हारा घूमते जाओ बस घुमाओ सब लोगों को around the same topic from your perspective.
That topic is different for different.
Correct.
Sometimes.
Correct. So that is something which is like घुमाते जाओ and all of that. ठीक है. So that's
Yeah.
very interesting insights, Ambrish, that you have given about IIM Lucknow and your campus.